beware of the dogs. Who let the dogs out? Somebody ain't always been saved because you shouldn't even know that song. Dog, yeah, wow, 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 yippee, yeah, yeah. Anyway. I've been to one or two parties on the campus of Florida A&M University. One or two. Jamal, in those times, calling somebody a dog was an insult. I had a young girl one day, this was years ago when I was doing youth ministry, and I said, is it ever appropriate to be called a female dog? And she said, sometimes, depending upon the way the brother says it. This was at a church event. And then for the brothers, we call them dogs because that means that's your posse. But in the Bible days, when you call somebody a dog, it was like you were calling them out of their name, because a dog was not just like a pet that we have today, but the dogs during Bible days ran through the forest during the day and at night. They ran through the town as scavengers, eating up the flesh. And so Paul says, listen, you got to get hip. I want you to beware of the dogs and the evil workers, because they come to get you off center. They come to teach you false things. You better know who you're running with and the doctrines that people are preaching and teaching, because you will know them by the people you hang out with that will classify you. So if you hanging out with dogs, then you must be a dog too. Hear what I'm saying today. Y'all ain't hearing what I'm saying today. Know who you're running with, because everybody that say they saved, everybody say they've been changed, everybody that's spewing scriptures ain't necessarily been changed. That's why you can't eat off everybody's table, running from this conference and that conference and going from church to church, because everybody that's got a title, everybody that's got a pulpit, and they're necessarily preaching the uncompromised, unadulterated word of God. Yeah, there's some dogs in the pulpit that will tell you what you want to hear to get your money. There's some dogs in the pulpit that will tell you what you want to hear to take you home at night. You don't hear what I'm saying? There's some dogs up in the church house. Yeah. Some false prophets, evil workers that are in it for the money and for the glory. And some of them have as much spirituality as I have in my pinky toe. In 1 Corinthians 1 and 10, Paul told them that they ought to speak the same thing and there should be no division. And let me tell you something. If you got some friends, if you got some family members, that they're not speaking the same thing and they don't believe the same thing, you can't run with them. You can love them, but you can't run with them. You better watch out for them, because they just might be a dog. Oh, yes. We take the alcoholics at Macedonia. We take the ex-convicts, the ex-drug dealers, the ex-gangbangers. But let me serve notice to you today. The dogs are now welcome up in this house. This ain't no dog house. This is a church house. Jesus said, my house shall be called a house of prayer.